Hey guys, Mayflom here, and today we're going to be doing some stamping and masking and layering. Now, this is just like label paper, so we could just cut this out ourselves and cut all the little stamps out and then do the stamping and masking and layering, but I've got a trick, and that trick is that we can use the Scan and Cut to cut around all of these, and it will be very fast and save my wrist some energy, save myself some time, super easy to do. So we're going to do that and then make a card.
Start off with your stamped images, which obviously I stamped in advance, and I have them on some label paper, so shipping label paper. Masking paper would be the most ideal, but label paper will work in a pinch. The other thing that could work is printer paper. However, having a little bit of adhesive is an advantage, and you'll see why as I make this. So the very first thing we do is go into the ScanNCutDX, and this works on any of the models, and go into Direct Cut. And as you can see, it recognizes what are we doing here. Say OK, and then you're going to bring the arrows in. And the reason you're going to do this is so that you can frame up all of those flowers. And you're going to click Preview, and that's going to show you, okay, is this what you want to cut? In my case, looks good, but there's a little line that was showing just from the edge of the paper. So I just go in and fix that. If there was anything else you needed to fix, you would do it here. Just a reminder, your images do need to have a solid outline. So there needs to be a line around the outside for it to work. Now I'm doing inside the line. You saw me select 0.02 inside. And what that's going to do is these images will cut slightly inside the stamped line, so that when I go to mask, I won't be going over the stamped line. And you know what? This is going to be a lot of fun. I sure do love stamping and masking. So once we are done here, what we will do is start stamping an image, and I'm using an archival ink that will not react with water or fluid mediums. Stamp a stamp, and then your next step is to put the masking paper over it. But what you can also do, as you see me doing here, is go stamp other areas that are not related. You're really only needing to get that stamping paper, and here you can see me on the edge there pulling off a piece. You're going to only need to cover areas that are going to be stamped over. And the reason I say that is because what you're going to be doing here is you are stamping starting at the top. So in other words, the first images you stamp are going to be whole. From then on out, any image you stamp will be stamping over the masking paper, or in my case, the shipping label using as a masking paper. So those will all be partial because you have covered part of them. They are not going to go all the way through down to your paper. And you're going to repeat this as many times as you want. You can also stamp in color if you would prefer to stamp in color. I'm doing a combination here just because I thought it would be fun of color inks as well as the black ink stamped. And then again, as you can see, I'm covering up my images because if I want to, and you just want to make sure you line it up correctly, sometimes you have to turn it a little bit there. Well, now I'm going to come in with different colored inks and just color with colorful stamping inks. And to do this, you're just going to be putting out whatever color it is that you would like and putting your stamp there. Now I'm working with a floral bouquet, but you really could use anything that you would like to use. So we're going to just be doing that, placing it, putting it down, and repeating for however many colorful stamps you would like to have. Once you are done with that, you're going to be removing all of the masking paper. So the removal of the masking paper, just like you would think it would be, you're just going to be peeling that off, exposing all those stamps, which is then going to open the door for me to color. So if anything of it gets stuck, just be very gentle, just kind of scrape gently at it to pull it off. But you can see how all of the protection that all of those masking papers provided, when you start removing it, it's just awesome. And yes, you could do, instead of the images like I have done, you certainly could do basic shapes, but I'll just tell you, there are many, many possibilities. Once you are set, or once you are happy with what you have there, it's coloring time. You can use watercolors. I am working on watercolor paper, so watercolor seemed an obvious choice. whether it be in pen form, maybe it's the kind you add water to, whatever they might be. Go ahead and get your pen and your brush, your water out. Go ahead and color away. This will also allow for some blending, which I think is fun and adds another layer of detail. And then I'm going to pull out my gold watercolor and a large brush, and I'm going to make little gold flecks of color to just kind of add another layer to this and have some fun with it. I also think I'm going to trim it down and stitch it to a boldly colored card base. Basically, this project is a lot of fun, and there's a lot of ways that you can take that masking and use it in your creativity. I'm also spraying with a little bit of water so that any watercolor and ink will just kind of react and blend together. Love the result and love the sentiment. Stay home and craft. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to let me know. I'll see you next time.